Today on Rooster Tales,
Rooster!
A maroon shell signals a golden moment 50 million rounds in the making.
50 millionth round.
On a restored Minnesota prairie, a partnership comes full circle with the flush of wild ringnecks.
Rooster!
Rooster Tales, presented by Pheasants Forever.
Hi everybody, welcome to the show. For more than 15 years now, we've produced television shows in partnership with Pheasants Forever. We believe that great partnerships matter in the great outdoors, which is why we joined Federal Premium Ammunition and Pheasants Forever to celebrate a major milestone. Build it and they will come. This saying applies to baseball and it applies to wildlife. Bird hunters know that to build it today means to bring back a prairie that once grew natural and wild. For two Minnesota hunters, their fight to restore America's grasslands began with a simple plan back in 1998.
Sarge.
Today, that plan reached a new level.
Let's shoot the good stuff today.
This right here is the reason we've come today. The 50 millionth Pheasants Forever round of Prairie Storm ammunition. It's a major milestone. Would you have the honors?
Would love to. Shoot early, shoot often, and shoot straight.
There you go. 50 million shotgun shells, each one sold in the name of conservation.
Well, I had it, and then I gave it up, and I gave it to Joe Dugan.
That's the one.
There you go.
I may have told Joe Dugan,
We're ready.
this right here is the 50 millionth round.
A maroon shell signals a golden moment. PF volunteer Scott Rawl has just the place to shoot it.
We are about 1.5 miles west of the city of Okabena, Minnesota, on a piece of property that has been enrolled in RIM, Reinvest in Minnesota, so this property is protected perpetually. And this is a 320-acre spot. Quite sure that you will see some world-class Minnesota roosters here.
I say, why don't you prove it?
Let's go show you.
Well, we're out here celebrating the 50 millionth round of Pheasants Forever logoed ammunition. And that's a huge milestone when you think about it. We've been building the ammunition since 1998. It was a really innovative idea that my predecessor, Bill Stevens, had, along with Joe Dugan from Pheasants Forever, where they decided to put the Pheasants Forever logo on boxes of ammunition and then sell it, and a portion of the proceeds from every one of those boxes with the PF logo went back to Pheasants Forever.
Anybody who's buying this product is supporting a massive conservation effort.
We'll see if the dogs can earn their keep today.
What happened?
It was a miss.
So far, the 50 millionth round is safe. Glad we didn't give you the 50 millionth round. What a waste that could have been.
I'm really glad that someone else has it.
And in a field full of wild Minnesota ringnecks, Joe Dugan aims to make his golden shell count.
50 millionth round. Not gonna miss.
This land proves when habitat is built right,
Hen,
pheasants will come and flush in bunches.
hen,
Out here, Joe's golden shell won't last long.
Rooster Tales is brought to you by Franke, Star Bank, Maple Grove Lock and Safe, Luther Hudson GMC, and by Huron Chamber and Visitors Bureau.
Bird dogs and habitat. Without question, pheasant hunters need both. In a blue stem field of dreams, Joe Dugan unleashes his young Springer Spaniel named Jumper.
Here we go. Come on. Come on, boys. Smells roostery. Come on.
All together, we hunt wild Minnesota ringnecks to celebrate a single milestone.
50 million rounds. That's 50 million rounds. That's a lot of ammo.
Each box of Federal Premium's Prairie Storm ammunition sold to support Pheasants Forever's mission.
It is truly one of the Cinderella success stories.
Joe Dugan carries the golden shell, our best guess at number 50 million.
hen. Oh, they're mocking us. You hear that? You hear all that cackling up there? Oh, rooster, rooster.
Rooster!
We got one. That was the golden bullet that hit it too. I didn't touch it. Joe Dugan.
50 million.
50 million. That was you all the way.
Big rooster. Born in Minnesota where the whole idea began.
That's incredible.
50 million.
50 millionth round later, we're still doing it. And that's pretty good.
Good boy.
Obviously, he focused and made a heck of a shot on that bird.
That's a momentous bird right there.
See the history of what's happened. It's very fulfilling.
Capturing this moment in Pheasants Forever history, these hunters can't help but feel something is missing.
Wish Bill was here.
I do too.
He is.
Bill Stevens was Joe's counterpart at Federal Premium Ammunition when this entire plan began back in 1998.
He worked for Federal Premium Ammunition for 42 years, and he, I'm gonna get a little emotional because he and I were pretty close friends, but he passed away about 4 or 5 years ago from cancer.
Today, in this field, his legacy lives on.
Joe, from hunters all over the country, thank you very much.
Federal.
Thank you, Federal.
Shoot them up, we'll make more.
That's right. It's an extra special moment, yeah. To be here when this happens, 50 millionth round, yeah, I got a lot to be thankful for.
With our milestone moment in the bag,
I'm your bird. Get him.
Minnesota's ringnecks steal the show.
Hen!
Oh my, there's birds here. And, oh my. Rooster!
Oh. 50 millionth and one. One day late and $1 short. But this is still a pretty nice bird.
We're here in Minnesota, and I know that not everyone thinks of Minnesota as being a mecca for pheasants, because it really isn't. But Minnesota, where there's habitat, can grow birds, and can grow a lot of birds.
Rooster! Jumper was all over that. Oh, you want to bring it to me? Thank you, Jumper. Oh man, that is a beautiful Minnesota rooster. He said that was a thing of beauty. Rooster! Hey! What an all-star. Look at that. There goes one. Bird. We're getting to the end here.
Rooster!
Nice. Nice. Good shooting, Ryan. Deadeye.
Everybody has heard build it and they will come. You know, you build habitat and they will come. We're here in southwest Minnesota, pretty intensely farmed area, and we saw a lot of pheasants today. And we've gotten several. We've got a few more to get our limit, and I'm looking forward to doing that this afternoon.
With Scott Rawls' pheasant outpost still on tap, there's nothing stopping us from trying.
Rooster Tales is brought to you by Appledorn Sunset Bay Resort, Wildfowler, Elk Mound Seed since 1933, Lucky Duck Crates, and by Aberdeen, South Dakota.
Welcome to The Outpost. This is Scott's Paradise. One wall explains all you need to know about Scott Rawl.
I do lots of education, a lot of prairie education here. I bring the members of the garden club come out here and church groups, and just lots of people that have never seen or walked in grass that's 6 feet high.
His land cuts through a valley covered in native grasses.
This one over here is the one we're just going to jump into. That's got Blizzard Buster and Cane Mania mix from Pheasants Forever. They do signature seed stuff. Yeah. And I think it's 9 feet tall.
Scott just might be wildlife's #1 fan.
You know, he was a Field and Stream Hero of Conservation finalist a couple years back. They called him the protector of the prairie. And to me, that's pretty darn powerful, and it absolutely rings true.
True, thanks to his 30 years devoted to Pheasants Forever's mission.
You know, I'm just a die-hard, passionate volunteer. I tell people that my reasons for volunteering for Pheasants Forever have changed over time. When I first started volunteering, it was because my kid had no place to hunt.
Where's he going? Where's he going? Hen?
Then I got better at it and decided that, you know, shooting a lot of pheasants was pretty fun, you know.
Today, his focus remains on habitat, specifically
Hen?
building more.
Hen? Mostly in the head.
People ask me a lot of times, you know, you shoot a lot of roosters. And I say, you're right, but harvesting a renewable resource doesn't hurt that resource as long as you're providing a place for them to reproduce. Drop, drop. Thank you. Nice, very nice. That's exactly how that's supposed to work.
This piece of property is spectacular.
Rooster.
Two roosters got up on the point and made a couple of good shots with Prairie Storm steel.
Everyone, regardless of whether you carry a gun or not, can find something about Pheasants Forever that they can get excited about. Rooster!
Holy crap, this is just crazy. Look at this. We got 2 down. I am finally got the monkey off my back.
Awesome.
There's habitat on the ground, there's birds in the air.
And
That fact, Scott Rawl proves again
Ben!
and again. In this field of dreams, pheasant hunters win every single time.
Rooster! Here, good call, Tracy. Good. Prettiest bird in North America.
Pheasants Forever's mission is to protect and restore wildlife habitat. Without habitat, we don't have wildlife, and we don't have places to hunt. Without you, Pheasants Forever has one less voice in their fight for conservation. Join Pheasants Forever today to help us create healthy habitat, cleaner water, and abundant wildlife. Sign up at this web address and you'll receive a 1-year subscription to Pheasants Forever Journal, plus his signature series Pheasants Forever Duffel Bag. Your $35 will make a difference today that will last forever.
Rooster Tales is brought to you by Oak Tree Lodge, Minnesota Horse and Hunt Club, Ballard's Resort, North Dakota Tourism, and by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light Beers, the official beer of Rooster Tales.
With yesterday's milestone still fresh in our minds, we return to Scott Rawls' outpost, perfectly stuck in one of Minnesota's birdiest fields.
Hen!
Scott and his pheasant-obsessed friend Les Johnson have taken this land from marginal to extraordinary.
Deer.
He's got perfect habitat here, right? He's got everything a pheasant could want for 365 days a year, all right here.
Oh, Rooster! Just a little bit out of range.
If you look at that hillside over there, that was farmed at one time, should never have been farmed. And I made a commitment on that one that hill will never be farmed again, whether it's in CRP or not.
Scott's commitment protects both wildlife and water. This prairie serves as a natural filter.
Rooster!
Rooster!
Hen!
It's not pretty, but it's down.
Right there. Just like you draw it up. Sometimes it actually happens that way. Yeah.
So even though there's cropland all around us, there's grass here, some grass grows pheasants.
Hen! Whoa! Whoa, hen! Woo!
If we could have more of this habitat, if this habitat were more places, we would have more birds everywhere. And that's true in North Dakota, in South Dakota, in Kansas, in Nebraska, in Iowa, in Minnesota. Those are all places that can grow birds. They just need to have the habitat.
Scott Rawls hopes his dream will catch on.
Undisturbed grassland is the #1 limiting factor. You know, we tell people all the time that when you support Pheasants Forever, the property that we buy is perpetual. It's there forever. Good girl. Good girl.
Young bird. Look at all those colors.
If you can build a spot and make it permanent, I call it postage stamp, pieces at a time. You come to Nobles County and we've built a spot down there, one postage stamp at a time, that has made it a pretty decent place to come and chase rooster.
10! Rooster!
When I grow up, I want to be just like Bob St. Pierre.
We got a beautiful Minnesota rooster. Beautiful setting, flew up across those trees, and made a nice shot.
What a meat hog!
I know.
Shooting tips by Bob St. Pierre.
Pretty dead fresh.
At a time when habitat continues to disappear, it's easy to see why America's hunters must fight back. Celebrating these little victories go a long way in the battle for conservation.
Pheasants Forever and Federal got together, did something nobody else was doing, and 50 millionth round later, we're still doing it, and that's pretty cool.
When America's hunters hit the next milestone, you can bet this crew will celebrate.
I don't know if I'll be around when the 100 millionth round is made, but it's a great story, and I am very proud of it.
Hundreds of thousands of acres of habitat have been restored and open to public hunting because of hunters like you. I'd say that is something to celebrate. Well, we've reached the end of the field today. Remember, take the time to introduce somebody new to hunting. It might change their life. On behalf of Pheasants Forever, thank you for watching.